Hey wrestling fans, if you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with all the tools you need in one place. Totally free. Just go to anchor.fm on your computer and start creating that podcast you've been meaning to start. Take advantage of Anchor's creation tools where you can record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will then distribute your podcast for you on many different listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, to name a few. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And the best part about it, Anchor is absolutely totally free. Download the Anchor app on your phone or go to anchor.fm to get started right away. Have fun! Welcome back, Wrestling Junkies. This is from Under the Apron, a show where we sometimes share old stories that were kind of swept under the ring apron. We're your hosts. I'm Ernie. That's Michael.
Yeah, what's up, everybody?
And I want to do something a little different for this episode, and possibly going forward, depending on how everyone likes them. We're going to possibly bring you this every week moving forward. Possibly. Possibly is a great word. We're going to be doing movies and TV shows based on wrestlers or starring wrestlers and reviewing them as well. Obviously, this episode has to do with Young Rock, and you all heard the last few episodes involving the show as well. We dig it, we enjoy the Easter eggs, and we love pointing them out on this show. But first, Malcolm Bivens was at the comedy special on May 5th, and somebody recorded a video of him talking about his future and who he misses. Here is what he had to say.
I have to, I hate to say it, I have to control my narrative. I'm unemployed. You can't boo me, all right? I get a pass. All right, so here's the truth. There's a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation. Was I offered a contract in February? Yes. Did I say no to said contract? Yes. Was I offered to be with Omos? No. No one said a word to me about managing Omos. Was I told about the main roster? Yes. And people, they think I'm crazy. Like, Malcolm, you threw away millions potentially. You walked away. Yeah, I did. Because I didn't want to do it anymore. Unfortunately, I wasn't happy. At Stand and Deliver, I had a conversation with the head writer, and I told him so. And then 2 weeks ago, I said the same thing. Like, I don't think this was for me. And that's okay. Because your happiness is not dictated by what people say you should do. Happiness is dictated by what you think you should do. Because there's a difference, right? And, it's been an interesting few days. I'll put you that way. Also, Julius told me I was the talk of the PC. They think I'm crazy, too. All the people from the UK talking about, what's wrong with the little black bloke? I hope you turned down his contract. Does he have a truck problem or something? Shut the fuck up. You can't talk shit about me just because Nick Khan forgot y'all exist. You ain't better than me, motherfuckers. You're not better than me. NXT UK is crazy, man. I'm going to say this. If you work for WWE and you want to stay there forever, get transferred to NXT UK. You put me #1 on the FBI's most wanted list. Kidnap 3 families. Shoot up the Popeyes down the street. Yeah, pitch me in a program with Ilya Dragunov. Don't give a shit. Just saying. I mean, with all due respect. But yeah. I gotta be careful. Because I talked about Nick Khan, but I know for sure Johnny Ace has my phone bug. I know he's frustrated too. All this motherfucker talks about is Asian women and fried chicken. He's exhausted. I know. That's my life, though. But shout out to Brutus. Shout out to Julius, Ivy. I'm going to miss them. I love them like they're my kids. But, sometimes in life you have to move on, And people ask me, or they have been asking me, Malcolm, is this it for you? Is this it as far as professional wrestling goes? And for now, I have to say yes. But will I come back? Maybe. Maybe for the right price.
Wow. So, what do you think?
I think he's leaving the door open for a comeback.
Possible return.
Yeah.
Notice how he didn't say anything about missing Roderick Strong.
Yeah. Ouch.
Maybe he's hard to work with backstage. I wouldn't doubt it either.
Yeah, I'd say that was a pretty clear message.
Like, I'll miss Julius, I'll miss Ivy, and I'll miss the other guy. It's like,
That's it.
damn, no Roderick? All right, cool. And like the day after he was released, he's posted a video saying, like, Xylee, I hope you do well. Okay. I guess we
Well,
don't know who your favorites are
maybe they're setting up a feud.
when he gets back.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Comes back.
WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns delivered a promo at a live event in Trenton, New Jersey a few nights ago. Well, last night, where he indicated he didn't know if he'd be back in the city. He went on to say that he's moving on to a new phase in his life and career. It's all over Twitter. Like, I saw it last night. Somebody had posted it. I'm just like, no, he can't be serious, can he? All these memes started popping up about when John Cena said it to The Rock, and then Roman said it to John Cena, and now the meme that's going up is like, who's going to say it to Roman? Like, oh shit, that's right. We're in that era now. He goes on to say, I've been here a couple of times in the past 10 years. The WWE Universal Champion said, I'm starting to work into a new phase in my career, and I honestly don't know if I'll be back here again. If that's the case, I just want to say thank you for all these years of support. In an update from Fightful, one source backstage in WWE says that Roman is still heavily figured into creative plans for the foreseeable future, and they don't see him leaving anytime soon. Producers, staff, and higher-ups in the company have not been informed of any upcoming extended absences for Reigns. Another source adds that Roman has been accommodated and incentivized to keep WWE at the top of his priorities list as they continue building WWE programming around him. You know who they did that to also?
Thought Brock. No.
The Rock. They did that to The
Rock.
So, and what happened to The Rock? He went all. Yeah. Like, you want me to do what now? Keep you guys at the top of the list? Nah, I don't think so.
Where Brock when he wanted to go play football, or did they just let him go?
Did he want to play football?
Yeah, remember 04? I think he left in 04 when they did the Goldberg match and everybody knew he was leaving. And WrestleMania 20. But I thought they tried to keep him. I thought they tried to convince him to stay before that. Maybe not.
Rock or Brock?
Brock Lesnar.
Brock. I'm talking about Rock. Yeah.
No, I know, but I guess Brock.
Oh, yeah, they did try to get him, but I think that, you know what? I think that's how the rumor started. They put it out there like he doesn't want to come back anymore. He wants to leave. He thinks he's better, and that's how they booed Brock out of the stadium
at WrestleMania 20. Yeah.
Yeah, jerks. I wouldn't put it past them either.
They were in New York too. So.
Of course they were. WWE country. Yeah. It was also brought up that Reigns could have been implying that he will be attending fewer house show events in the future. Roman Reigns has had 3 televised matches this year, 25 on house shows, and 9 on dark matches. So though he rarely performed on television, he still wrestled often. Reigns signed a multi-year contract with WWE back in August of 2019 with no indication of the exact expiration date. He will appear at tonight's WWE WrestleMania Backlash pay-per-view when Raw Tag Team Champions RK Bro and Drew McIntyre go against the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Usos and Reigns in a non-title 6-man action. Can't wait for that.
Yeah, that's probably going to be my favorite match.
Definitely. Who else? Well, that's all the news I got. Before we begin with the episode of Young Rock, let's do our little fantasy game.
Oh, cool. Yep, let me pull this up. Oh, I also have a stupid question because I like asking stupid.
Okay, go for it.
So, remember he used to just be, his move was RKO, right? Randy Orton. And then remember they did rated RKO?
Yeah, with Edge.
So I'm just, for myself, because I like to understand things. Does RK Bro stand for Randy Kennedy brother or Randy Knock brother?
What?
Exactly.
Wasn't it Keith? Keith? Randall Keith
Oh,
Orton?
is it Keith? It's not Kennedy? I always thought his name was Kennedy. Oops. Maybe I was thinking of Mr. Kennedy. Okay, so it's Randy Keith brother or Randy Knock brother? You know, like, because it used to be called Randy's Knockout. Isn't that what RKO stands for?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just my
Randy Keith brother. That's funny as hell. All right.
All right, let me pull this up.
So who do we got first? Braun Breaker got can't even count today. 11 out of all that. All right, turn the volume down then.
Oh my no.
Edge. Well, Braun wins the match. Edge 9 from last week. 3 from the promo and 3 from the sneak attack. That's 15.
Yeah.
Damien Priest 14 from last week. And then he got 3 from the promo, 3 from the sneak attack, but he lost. So that's 16. That's 19. Cody Rhodes, of course, 19 with just a promo. He didn't even wrestle that night.
19.
And yeah, he
You mean
from
altogether?
16, yeah, 19 altogether. 16 from last week. RK Bro 10 from last week. 3 for the promo, and 3 for another promo. 16. Ciampa still continues to just do sneak attacks. 6. Seth Rollins, again, he didn't do anything much. 17. Butch, he finally gets points. He's at 2.
Oh boy.
Austin Theory, who's at 17.
Yeah, I think
Because he won a tag match. It was a handicap match, but it's considered a tag match, so he gets 4 points.
Okay.
Carmelo Hayes lost the match. He goes down to 7 points. Bobby Lashley is at 15. Gunther is at 10. Last week 5, and this week he won the match. Grayson Waller goes down to 10 points. Santos Escobar goes up to 11 points. Over on the women's side, I chose Ariana Grace.
Mm-hmm. Don't
know why, but it's there. She's there. She's in my stable, whatever. She's in my roster. Mandy Rose got that promo in there, but still a weak ass thing. That's 11 points.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley goes down to 1 point. Man. Charlotte goes up to 8 points. Raquel Rodriguez still at 8 points. Nikita Lyons goes up to 12 points. Liv Morgan gets up to 9 points. Great job, Liv. Cora Jade goes up to 10, even though I forgot that she wrestled. Dana Brooke, 17 from last week. She lost the match, lost her title, was the promo, and then she won her title again, so that's 10 points. That is 20, 30, 29.
Okay.
Alba Fire with another promo, of course. Why not? 6 points. Ivy Nile, still nothing. Bianca Belair with 21 points. Then we got Ariana Grace. I will count them later.
Okay. All right. Is that all yours?
Yeah, that's all mine.
Okay. So I'll have to start keeping, I guess, track of all of them because I've been like I would add them up and then delete them and just keep the entire for the week. So I'll start keeping the individual ones too.
Okay.
So, but for this week, I have Drew McIntyre with 6, 3-3, because promo on each show. Jay 3-3, 2 promos. Jimmy 3-3, 2 promos. Solo -1 because he lost that. It was a triple threat, wasn't it, for the belt?
Yep.
Do you lose more when you lose a tag match, or only if you lose the belt? I mean, not a tag match. Okay, belt. Sheamus had 5. I forgot who he beat. Who did he beat?
New Day.
There you go, yeah. Happy Corbin got the 3 for his show. MVP got 3. AJ Styles got 5, but I forgot who he beat.
Damian Priest.
Damian Priest, there you go. Nakamura lost, so I lost 1. So he's -1 for the week.
Damn it.
Almost is 3. Ezekiel got the -1 for the loss and 3 for the promo, so 2 for the week. Then Natalia lost 1 and got 3 for the promo, so she's 2. Rousey with 3. Paxley with 3. Sasha Banks -1 because she lost to Baszler, right?
Yeah.
Wendy Chu with 3. Sonya Deville with 2 because she lost 1. 1 promo, lost 1 match. Shayna Baszler with 5, and then Asuka with 5.
Yeah.
That's it for mine.
All right.
I have to add those up. I have 141 from the last ones, and when I add this, let's see what that ends up to.
Okay.
So, cool.
All right. Let's go with Young Rock.
Yep.
On last week's episode of Young Rock, Season 2, Episode 8, titled Corpus Christi, is 3 days before the election in 2032, and Dwayne Johnson is sick with food poisoning because he ate clam chowder. Or somebody made him fucked up clam chowder. Not because clam chowder is bad, but, somebody made it bad. Somebody didn't know how to make it. Randall Park goes to his room to check in on him, but Dwayne Johnson, creator of the Zoa energy that I'm drinking right now, is trying to escape to HQ. The man is sick and doesn't know what he's going, so Randall tries to distract him, and Dwayne says, when you're faced with challenges, you got to answer the call. Like that time in 1996 when he got a call from Pat Patterson that changed his life. And then we go to the whole backstory again. Like, he tells you a story, and then, but when this happens and this happens, like that one time I did this. We go back to 96, and where episode 7 leaves off when Dwayne answered the phone and Patterson asked him to come down to Texas. Vince McMahon wanted to see him in a dark match. Dwayne's father, Rocky Johnson, decides to lend him his old wrestling gear, but he tells him toward the end of his career, he didn't train legs.
Yeah.
Tell us what the importance is of training legs, sir.
Well, because 1, you don't want to look like a metronome with your top being bigger than your bottom. And 2, go ahead.
So basically, Brock Lesnar. Damn it.
Well, now I guess. Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh,
that's why he wears those long shorts. He used to have huge legs. Now he has beach bum legs.
Beach bum legs. So he tells him, so maybe ask Uncle Tonga, which we see him at a bar biting a drunk guy's nose off. Because he kept calling wrestling fake, and we all know who Uncle Tonga is, right?
We know who he is.
The baddest motherfucker in all of wrestling. Haku, Meng, King Tonga, Uli Uli Fifita. Boom! Nailed it.
Wow.
I had to practice.
You gotta get something. That's still, though, that's a stunt in itself. That's like a swan off the Titantron right there.
You're right. I'm like, how do you say this? So I had to look it up. I was like, oh, okay. All right. King Tonga Uli Uli Fifita. Got it. All right. He's being played here by the same guy all season, Mana Tatafu. He was last seen in the Hawaii episode when Grandma Leah let Ada work the company while she was on house arrest. Like, I actually thought that was who did I think it was? The one of the kids, not King Tonga, but Tonga Kid. Yeah, what the hell?
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah, I actually thought it was King Tonga or Tonga Kid, and it's like, oh shit, it's King Tonga, or it's Meng. Cool.
Yeah.
His resume pops up on the screen. One of the toughest, more feared, legit fighters in wrestling. Former WWF Tag Team Champion and King of the Ring, an absolute sweetheart of a man. But if you get the man mad enough, he's going to break you and then kill you. This man's story is enough to talk about for an hour, and I am disappointed Dark Side of the Ring hasn't done a story about him.
Yeah, really. Well, next season.
Unless they're scared.
That too.
Accept the challenge by TV. Do it. You know what? We'll do it. We'll bring up his stories here.
We're not.
Like, we have a lot of favorite stories. It's not even about like what's it called? Canceling him or just calling him out. No, we want to share it. It's like,
let me tell you, audience. Ernie's not scared. He's gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it.
I'm
not scared. Fine. In the words of Thanos, fine, I'll do it myself. Uncle Tonga gives Dwayne some advice. Don't ever change who you are. A lot of things are about to change for him, and people are going to want you to just remember who you are. Tonga gives him his trunks. Isn't that a truck company?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He probably felt like getting hit by a truck. Huh?
Oh my God, yeah. Tonga gives him his trunks, and his dad gives him his boots. He gets driven from the airport to the arena by Steve Lombardi.
Yeah, Brooklyn. It looked like him. They did a good job with that.
He did. Better known as the Brooklyn Brawler, who was being played by AEW wrestler Colt Cabana.
Yeah,
I love that. Like, I didn't realize that he
was.
Neither did I. He was him. So. I saw the credits. I was like, "Who is that?" I was like, "No, that's not Colt Cabana." What?
Yeah. I didn't know till the end either, but
right. We see his resume as well, and it reads a bunch of characters he played. The Black Knight. I looked that up too. It's the Black Knight, the Brooklyn Brawler, the Black Knight Brooklyn Brawler, or the Black Knight Steve Lombardi. A few baseball-related gimmicks as a parody of the fact that baseball was going on strike back in 1994 to 1995. MVP and Abe Knuckleball Schwartz, and then like every chance you would see on a Monday Night Raw, he would have like a sign that says strike and go down the stairs in the audience. And then that's when you hear Vince McMahon like, "We don't go on strike like they do. Yeah. We're open all year round." Yeah, we know.
I miss when they used to use the current event. Like
right. Yeah. Not just like, no, let's keep
dangerous
it simple,
now.
Guys. Keep it simple, guys. Let's keep it simple. He also played Kimchi, the manager or handler of Kamala.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
And Doink the Clown, after the original guy that played him, got fired for getting caught at doing drugs. All in all, Brawler has had a 32-year WWE career as an enhancement talent. And his career record, well, it's not important, as is said on the screen. He meets up with producer of this match, the Freebird himself, Michael P.S. Hayes. And the PS stands for Purely Sexy. Here he's played by Brad Burrows, who played a stunt driver in the Dale Earnhardt story. Michael P.S. Hayes stories, man. I'm telling you. I think at the time he was what? Doc Hendricks?
Yeah.
But they're not going to release that? Yeah, okay.
Back when they were doing the hotline and all that.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? This is Doc Hendricks here, and call the hotline. Yeah. Dwayne tells Aid it's an honor to meet him. He spent hours practicing the moonwalk in junior high. Michael Hayes' resume pops up on the screen. Multi-time World Tag Team Champion, recording artist, Bad Street, USA.
I've been there once.
Oh my. How is it?
I'll never go back again. I was told I'm not allowed back.
Wow. WWE Hall of Famer and current WWE Vice President. Yeah, it's legit. We looked that up and everything. Creative writing and booking and senior producer. Michael Hayes tells Dwayne to follow Brawler's lead and keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate things, and he has 6 minutes as soon as he walks out there, including entrance, to make an impact and impress Vince. Damn, I always thought the 6 minutes were as soon as the match starts, but no.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was the
6 minutes. Your entrance better not be 6 minutes long. It's like, all right, Roman, you have 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say. They had Undertaker versus Roman Reigns. It would just be 2 entrances.
Yeah, 2 segments at WrestleMania. Wasn't that it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Dwayne wanted to know the ending of the match and who was going to go over. Brawler tells him he was, and Dwayne just stands there for what seems like forever. It's like, you're finally going over, kid. Back at home, Rocky found a computer to try and get updates on the match, so he logged into the WWE AOL chat room. A relic of the past. Oh, that noise.
He got on with none other than who? Who was he talking to?
I actually, before we continue, AOL stands for America Online. When I tell you
I know that.
Well, I had to tell Gen Z.
Yeah, and I was gonna say a lot of people might not know that.
It is the most annoying sound you'll ever hear, but it takes you back to those days. And all I heard in my head was, "You've got mail."
Mm-hmm.
He gets in the chat room and types in that he is looking for updates in his son's dark match. A troll under the Ultimate Warrior name pops up, and Rocky thinks it's real. Like, hey, Ultimate Warrior, I knew my name had clout. It's like, no, it doesn't. The troll starts quoting Ultimate Warrior stuff that he's probably said in his promos. You cannot deny the power of the Ultimate Warrior.
What do you say? I breathe the air of battle or something?
I breathe the air that smells of combat. I'm so surprised he didn't bring up the rocket fuel jet and all that. Like, what, dude? But it's hilarious. Back in the arena, Rocky is getting ready in the locker room, and Iron Sheik shows up, played by Brett Azar, who has shown up in a lot of TV shows and movies, including the last 2 Terminator movies as separate characters.
Oh, wow.
And he's been on the Young Rock show also as Sheik, of course. He's really recognizable at this point. Randall asks if Sheik was still wrestling, and old Dwayne tells him no, but he's managing a heel wrestler at the time. That heel wrestler that he was managing was the Sultan.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, when he came, yeah.
Weeks after Rikishi dropped the Make a Difference Fatu gimmick, Sheik tells Dwayne he promised he would call Rocky during his match to give the family updates on how he is doing in the ring. Yeah, going back to the Rikishi thing. It was the Sultan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a Sultan Rikishi. It was a Sultan and Rikishi, but I think it was somebody else. I might be mistaken. But there was a whole thing where he had a Make a Difference and to keep kids away from gangs, and he had that whole, the bright red jacket, the bright red trunks, and doing a gimmick.
That was, when was that?
Around 96 also.
Okay.
So they do that, and then they squash it immediately because they didn't
he wore a mask at that time, didn't he?
No, he didn't wear a mask for the Make a Difference. He wore the mask as the Sultan, yes.
Yeah.
So he wore the mask, and nobody recognized that it was him, except that all that he had to shave his head, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
But finally, somebody says, "Hey, that's Rikishi." Fatu.
Yeah.
So Sheik tells Dwayne he promised he would call Rocky during his match to give him the family updates on how he is doing in the ring. Dwayne sits back down and he meets with future Hall of Famer and best friend, Stone Cold Steve Austin, with hair.
Hollywood blonde.
Played by professional wrestler Luke Hawx, who has also been in movies like The Fate of Furious and the TV show Heels.
He was in the
Awesome.
Fate of the Furious?
I guess so.
Oh, wow.
Like a stunt double.
Oh, okay.
Stunts in there. Heels though, awesome show by the way. You should definitely watch it.
Okay.
He tells Randall Stone Cold will revolutionize the wrestling business and refer to him as GOAT status, but back then he was simply known as the Ringmaster, who was managed by Ted DiBiase at the time, and was the $1 million champion.
Yep.
Yep.
Back in 96, 97-ish.
Yeah, the 96 before Ted DiBiase goes to WCW to be in the NWO.
Yeah. Where everybody in wrestling went to the NWO.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Dwayne brings up he was a fan of his back in WWF, studying Steve and the Hollywood Blondes.
Mm-hmm.
Steve tells Dwayne Vince gave him this ringmaster gimmick where he doesn't talk at all, and that his wrestling does the talking, but his words are pretty good at doing the talking too. Yeah, we know, buddy. We know. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Mantar makes an entrance in the locker room when he's described. And he is described as half man, half centaur. At the time, was managed by Jim Cornette.
That wasn't Tugboat, was it?
No.
It wasn't played by Tugboat. Okay.
It wasn't played. He wasn't played by Tugboat.
Oh, okay.
He was played by somebody very, very different. He was a stunt double also. He's a stunt double now, or something. But dude was just really try to sell that one. And he was managed by Jim Cornette, which I'm like, oh, Jim, really? He usually manages top tag teams and top people, not enhancement talent. What the hell?
But didn't he does like all the weird ones though? Wasn't he a manager of Kamala as well?
No, that was Kimchi.
Or am I thinking of Harvey Whippleman?
Yeah, Harvey Whippleman.
Oh, okay.
Downtown Bruno.
Oh, you're right. Not Jim Cornette. Harvey Whippleman. Okay.
Austin asks how long Dwayne been wrestling. Dwayne tells him that this is his first match. Austin does his favorite. What? I laughed too hard to do that. What? Triple H pops up and he is played by former Oakland Raiders linebacker Miles Burris, who has gone on to start on Lucifer as Joe Fiel and Titus in the Righteous Gemstones.
Oh, wow. I need to start paying attention.
I love that as soon as he announces who he is as the first gimmick he's ever done, Hunter Hearst Assembly, he savagely roasts him from top to bottom. Hopefully Tripp got a chuckle out of this when he was watching with his daughters. He says, and this guy who looks like he was late for a fox hunt. His resume appears on the screen. 14 times world champion, current executive vice president for WWE, future son-in-law of Vince McMahon, and GOAT status. Of course, say it all. They meet and they just go off on each other. I'm so glad things never change. Because the last time The Rock was there, it's like, why are you in my face? Why are you in my face?
Oh yeah. Wasn't that Russell? What was that?
That was a random SmackDown.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Or Raw, it was a random SmackDown, and he just shows up and he's all telling him like, "Let's go out to dinner. You're gonna pay, right? Motherfucker, you're a big Hollywood movie star. You should pay." It's like, you're paying. Triple H tells Dwayne in a few months he's going to be the Intercontinental Champion. Dwayne tells him that's nice. That's the same belt Don Morocco let me hold when he was 10. It feels really good. You'll like it. It's like they just go back and forth. It's so hilarious. Tripp says, nice. When he wins it, he'll make sure to send Dwayne an autographed picture of him and belt. Maybe he can sell it and buy some matching ring gear.
Yeah.
Dwayne says, nice. Speaking of gear, does he need any help polishing this cane? Because he would gladly like to shine it up, turn it sideways, and stick it straight up his candy. Hey!
But who broke him up? Oh, the guy came out with like, your match is up. Yeah, Mankind, that's what it was.
Mankind. It's like, hey, Mankind's next up to bat with the worst imitation I've ever seen in my life. That's so horrible.
Mankind was a little skinny, wasn't he?
He was when he came in. He was when he came in, but at the same time, he wasn't that skinny.
No, not that skinny. That guy was a little small.
Like this is Mick Foley from Wish. Mick Foley doesn't sound anything like that.
No.
Here played by Brock Dunstan, whose only 2 IMDb credits shows him as playing in Sovereign and this show. He introduces himself to Dwayne Johnson, and his resume pops up. 4-time world champion, best-selling author, future 3-time tag team champ with The Rock, and GOAT status. Mick tells him that it's a tough break that he's winning tonight instead of losing. When he wins his match, Vince is going to put a lot of pressure on him and look for the crowd reaction to see if he can get the crowd on his side. The pressure is on. Have a nice day. Dwayne begins to worry, sits down next to Austin and tells him to just go out there and have fun. Meanwhile, he's pretty sure he's getting fired. They laugh and both their resume pop up on the screen. The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, main event of WrestleMania 15, 17, and 19. Greatest WWE rivalry of all time. Yes. All 3 of them are my favorite matches with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just, wow. What was the last one also? The last one was just like that whole promo they did before it.
Mm-hmm.
You think I'm yeah, was it the Link? Oh, wow. Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, 19. Yeah, was that Seattle?
Yeah, it was. There were
My Way or the Highway, right?
My Way or the Highway, or was it both of their last matches?
Well, Rock came back for WrestleMania 20, so maybe it was his last full time.
Yeah, so Stone Cold's last match then.
I believe so.
And then The Rock versus Mick Foley. A lot of great matches there.
Remember he came back for WrestleMania 20 and fought against Evolution?
Yes, The Rock and Sock.
Sock, yeah.
Evolution. The Rock versus Triple H. A lot of great matches there, especially in the ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. A lot of times like either face or heel, they would always face each other at the end anyway.
Yeah.
The doors bust open, the dong hits the bell, and in walks The Undertaker, played by contemporary Australian singer and songwriter Josh Wawiri. A bunch of goats for this man.
Yeah.
Dwayne introduces himself to Taker, and he tells him to go tear it up, go tear it up, kid. Make them remember you. Words of wisdom from Mark, of course. A lot of great Rock versus Undertaker matches.
Yeah, if not matches, definitely when they were feuding during the Ministry and all that.
Oh yeah, because then he'd like make fun of him, like, oh God, yeah, it's pretty. It's like all of his matches against him and stuff. Yeah. Dwayne
had some good matches on Raw,
did they? And Ministry of Darkness, all that stuff. Dwayne goes to gorilla position, meets Bruce Pritchard, who asks him what his name's going to be. Dwayne asks if he can get some entrance music. Bruce tells him he'll fix him something nice. Dwayne and Vince McMahon meet and thanks him for the opportunity. Michael Hayes tells him 6 minutes starts now. His music hits, which ends up being some generic 80s synth theme. And old Dwayne says, that's when I learned never to ask for ring music again. Yeah. He goes out to the ring to nothing. No cheers or boos, just a quiet crowd with a bunch of marks in the front row asking who the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
Brooklyn Brawler walks out next, and Vince and Hayes are timing him backstage to see if he can turn this crowd around. Back in the locker room, the wrestlers are watching Dwayne in the ring while Sheik is on the phone talking to the Johnson family about what's going on in the ring and giving them updates. Back in the ring, Dwayne asks Brawler, what should they do while he is in a resting hold? Brawler tells him to just sell it. Sell it. Don't worry about it. Just sell it. If these people care about you at all, they will let you know. And indeed they did. Dwayne starts screaming in agonizing pain for a few seconds until some kids in the crowd start to clap their hands for him. Okay, the agonizing pain was a bit of an oversell.
Yeah, that was a lot of pain for a headline.
It was like, he's just grabbing your mouth, dude. What are you doing? Like, you can't handle a rest hold, okay, and it was what, a sleeper hold?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, headlock, sleeper hold.
Headlock, yeah. Dwayne lifts his hand up and starts hulking up. Like, he just... I learned this from watching Hulk Hogan. This attracts the guys that were booing him, and they start cheering him as well. Dwayne connects with the crowd and impresses Vince in the back as well as the boys in the locker room. Dwayne feeds off the crowd's energy, hits a sunset flip into a cover, and goes over with the crowd. That's all it took, a sunset flip.
Yeah.
It's the first time Dwayne used a devastating move. Austin is impressed also and says, "Hell yeah." Patterson tells Vince, what?
I was saying, remember Triple H? What he was saying back though, remember?
Of course, he's always saying bad stuff about people though. Yeah. It's like that motherfucker never changed. It's like I don't think that'll go over well. And then he does like, oh, okay, fine. And then he, like he's all looking at him, and then he watches him win the match. It's like, okay, I guess we'll have to see. Patterson tells Vince he's a good wrestler, just like his old man Rocky. Vince stares at the screen as his future moneymaker. Like, dude, just tell us what he did. Vince and Rocky, what happened? What's going on? I guess he wanted to work in Hawaii with his family, but Vince is all like, keeps a grudge and everything until later when he decides to put him in the Hall of Fame. It's like, all right, he can go up. His family has done enough for me.
Yeah. They bought their way in.
Yeah, right? Dwayne meets up with Brawler backstage and tells him he did awesome. Michael Hayes tells him that it was 6 minutes exactly. Pat Patterson points at Hayes and says, just like your wedding night. Oh, my God. Yeah. Patterson tells Dwayne Vince wants him to go to TV taping the next day to lose the match. He was then told he needed to have a meeting with Vince in which he came dressed to impress. Alligator shoes. During the meeting with Vince, he tells Dwayne that he has a lot of potential, but he's not ready for the WWF. So he's sending him to Memphis to train in Jerry Lawler's promotion to learn more moves, how to sell, and cut promos. And when ready, he'll call him to the WWF. And that Memphis promotion was USWA. Right? Was it? Yeah, USWA.
I believe it was, yeah.
Hey, that's the only promotion I remember being from Memphis.
Yeah.
We're both wrong. Vince asked Dwayne if he has a place to stay in Memphis, and Dwayne says yes, he has family there. The next shot we see is downtown Bruno welcoming Dwayne back home to Memphis. And the fact that downtown Bruno is still around, it's like, oh, hell, here we go. Like, does he come back? No, he doesn't come back at all.
To wrestling? I don't believe so.
No, he doesn't come back. I think the last time we saw him was with managing Bertha Faye and the Women's Championship. And we don't see him at all for a couple of years until he gets put in the Hall of Fame. Did he see the Hall of Fame? Don't know.
I don't know.
All right. Well, that was Young Rock. The Q&A for this episode is going to be, what has been your favorite moment from Young Rock so far? You want to know what ours was, but we want to know what yours was. So what was your favorite moment?
From this season or just overall?
From the season so far.
From this season, I think there was something really funny that happened. I think my favorite is probably just when he when they did when he was like, not hero, it has to be at WrestleMania. With
Roman, little Roman.
Yeah. What do they call him? Little Joey?
Little Joe.
Little Joe, yeah.
I love the Easter eggs, the freaking winks to the camera. I was like, this is happening soon. Every new old wrestler that shows up, and you're just like, hey, that's Macho Man, that's Andre the Giant. And Little Dewey versus that kid that was telling him, no, that's a lie. Everything about you is a lie.
Oh, when they had the honesty match.
The ladder match at such a young age. I'm like, I don't think where are all these teachers? Yeah, but back then I would be like cheering for Dewey. He's like, yeah, dude, do it.
You know what else?
Yeah.
What else was funny was first of all, a lot of how The Rock and how he would interact with what's the interviewer's name?
Randall.
Yeah. But you know what's really funny from that last episode we were talking about when what did he say? Rest my sweet prince or something. He kissed
Oh
him on
my
his forehead,
God.
and he woke up.
It's like,
The
let's
dog
not
wasn't
mention
kissing
this
you.
ever again. It's like, what did you do? Did you just kiss my forehead? It's like, ew, dude, come on.
That was funny.
What are you doing?
But I like when he would say stuff. I'm like, oh, you were lost there. Oh yeah. Now my parents don't really pay attention to me a lot. And then he was like, I was lost in Mexico. Oh yeah, when I was 4. It's just the way he looks at him, like, or like when
Like
he was. Oh, go ahead.
the way he looked at
Rand.
The Rock looks at him, and every time he says something, it's like, wait a minute, what's going on?
I just like the pauses, like it's real fun. Or like when he's like, oh yeah, it was just stuff, with the fishing pole, and he's like, okay, good. Mug in the bathroom. He's like, yeah, my daughter gave me that mug. Oh, I'm gonna fix it. Yeah.
No, you don't have to. So we want to know yours also. What was your favorite moment about Young Rock? If you've seen it, if not, don't worry about us. You can either message us here through the Spotify Q&A or send us an email at FromUnderTheApron@gmail.com or send us a voice message at the link in the description below.
Another funny one was when he just forgot, but no, I like how they interact. Oh, when he was, what song were they singing? Oh, the End of the Road. Remember?
Oh my God, the Boyz II Men one. Yeah. Like I know Rock can sing, but I'm like, Randall Park can sing, I don't know.
He kept going, remember?
And I just keep thinking, like, is he gonna make fun of him? Is he gonna make fun of him? Is he gonna be rude to him? Because that's what I think about when Rock does anything with somebody. Like, if you smell what the Rock is cooking, and then he becomes the Rock again, and all that. Like he did it during the campaign,
the presidential thing,
the presidential thing, and then he like starts singing and is like all that, and then they're in sync together. And then at the very end of this episode, he does it again, and he tells him, like, hey, we should do it again. We want to do it again. All right, let's do it again. Let's try it. It was like, and then, oh no, it was just one time thing. Don't do it. Don't force it, please.
That was funny. What did he say though when he was singing? Did he say, "Oh, your mom must"? What he said something. Your parents are proud of you or something. When he was singing like that, he's like, "Is that what you want your parents to hear?" or something like. I forgot what he said, but it was funny.
Yeah, I forgot too.
When they were feeding the horses, and he was like, "Is that, your family must be proud or something?" He's like, "No,
oh, they are." They are.
Didn't he say something like, "No, they don't watch anything I do" or something?
Oh yeah, to Rock to Randall.
Yeah.
Like they wanted him to be. Of course, they wanted him to be something else, an engineer.
Yeah.
Instead of an actor, they always want that about him. Yeah. He always says that. It's funny. That's going to be for all of us. We're off to watch Backlash. We'll bring you the aftermath and review of that one in just a few short days as well. Thank you for listening and supporting us and our content. Before we go, we want to wish you all a very special Happy Mother's Day weekend from Under the Apron.
From all of us to all of you.
Yeah, I'm Ernie. That's Michael.
All right. See you next time, everybody.
And that's a wrap.